It's a sports show, and let's resume with tennis. And at the first Grand Slam of the season, the Australian Open, both male and female world number ones successfully defended their titles and top rankings. Robert Vardanyan talked with Russia's first female Grand Slam winner, 2004 French Open champion Anastasia Myskina, to help explain why.
Victoria Azarenka knew she needed to win the Australian Open to remain world number one, and that's what she was really bothered about. She wanted to prove that she deserved the top spot in the rankings, so she gave her all in Melbourne. I think she produced one of her best ever performances.
Azarenka's triumph was the second straight time the Belarusian had won at Melbourne Park, and second Grand Slam title since turning pro in 2003. And according to one of Russia's most tactically adept former players, Anastasia Myskina, the key to Azarenka's success is simple: the intelligent use of her own strength.
Azarenka is powerful, plus she's also very patient. She knows the best moment to turn her power on. She plays wide, using different angles, all the space of the court. That's what gives her an edge.
It was the USA's Sloane Stephens who produced the biggest shock of the tournament. The 19-year-old stunned competitor Serena Williams in the quarterfinals and was only stopped by the eventual champion in the last four.
Stephens moves well and hits hard, and she can read her opponents, but she's not good at offensive play yet. She needs to create more opportunities. If she improves this aspect, she'll be very hard to beat.
Meanwhile, the other semi-finals saw another favorite bow out, as Maria Sharapova was thrashed by former French Open champion Nali of China.
There were some psychological factors that affected Sharapova's performance. Her main opponents produced very solid tennis. At the same time, Nali, who beat her in the semi-finals, had some old scores to settle and was extremely motivated. I think Maria played good tennis, but not good enough to win this particular Grand Slam.
The men's event saw all four top seeds reach the semi-finals, before world number one Novak Djokovic claimed an Open-era record of 3 Australian Open titles in a row, and 4 in the 25-year-old's glittering career.
Djokovic likes to play in Australia. He feels comfortable in every respect. Plus, he didn't face Roger Federer, and I think this might have made a difference. I think that Roger is currently the only one who can beat Novak. He knows him very well, and his mental game is stronger. Then, in the final against Andy Murray, Djokovic was fitter. He moved better. He was faster.
And before we closed, Myskina had some unfinished business. After our previous interview in December caused a stir, following her comparisons between the men's and women's game and the reason for Serena Williams' dominance.
Serena claims most of her wins by means of power and strength, but when she's not at her full capacity or injured, like against Stephens, she can be outplayed because she loses her main asset, power. And Stephens is a perfect example of how unpredictable women's tennis is. Ahead of the Australian Open, I would have expected Serena to win it. Then, in the men's event, Novak Djokovic was a strong favorite, and he did win it. Look, we expected all 4 top guys to be in the semifinals. The only question was how many sets they'd give away.
And for those fans who agree or disagree, your feedback is still welcome. Robert Vardanyan, RT.